As you may know, this is the Mental Health Awareness Week this week, and I've decided to make this video to hopefully help somebody and also to share some of my experiences with you and my potential advice, I guess. Before we start this video, I'll probably also include a lot of my past experiences, so my way of conveying a message towards you will be slightly better, so you can potentially relate and understand me slightly better. Personally speaking, I do struggle with a lot of things in life, whatever it may be, problems with family, problems in school, stress, I don't know, losing somebody, and I'm sure a lot of people watching this video right now may as well be struggling with a lot of issues, whatever they may be, the same, similar, or completely different. I'm sure everybody is or has been struggling with a lot of issues, and hopefully this video will slightly help you in some way, possibly. And I'm sure the case is that probably a lot of people watching this video right now, while they're struggling with issues, or they have struggled with issues, they haven't told anybody and they've been struggling with the issues by themselves, basically bottling up all those feelings and basically not venting out whatsoever. And however you may feel about this, this is not the way to go about this, and it is extremely important to talk with other people about your feelings and express them and vent out as much as you can, because if you bottle up all your feelings and constantly struggle with them by yourself and let those thoughts go through your mind every single day over time, instead of just putting them out there so they can no longer bother you inside your head, all it's gonna do to you is basically just damage you, and this is really not the way to go. However the small you may think the problem is, however the big the problem is, it doesn't matter. It's extremely important to go find somebody and talk to them and share your emotions with, because that damage will either drive you to insanity or drive you to potentially hurting yourself in a certain way that I'd rather not say. And as hard as it may be for you to seek out help, talk to somebody, express your emotions and potentially say your opinion about something, you must do it. Whatever you may think, you must do it, because again, bottling up is not the way to go. Whatever you may think, are you a guy and you potentially think that, people are gonna make fun of me because I'm a male and I'm expressing my opinions. If you, for example, have certain issues that are extremely private and you'd rather people not know about them, or you just generally think that this won't help whatsoever and there is no point in trying because it's just not gonna work and the only person that can help you is yourself, whatever you may think, you must tell somebody, whoever it may be, your best friend, your family, somebody even on the call line, just from support, services, social services, whatever you may be, a therapist, just go talk to somebody. And if you're a friend of somebody who's struggling with a lot of issues, the best thing to do is just go and talk to them, try to help them, try to support them, do your best to be there for them, so they can know that they have somebody in life that they can trust with their issues, and that somebody can help them with those issues. It is extremely important to do that as well. Whether you think this is the case or not, for a lot of those issues, a simple hi or checking on them or saying are you okay or whatever it may be, that the message you may send to them, it will be extremely helpful and might even be life-saving for those people, just to say simply hi, just to show them that you are there and you care about them and you are there to talk with them about this. Personally speaking, while I've been in an extremely horrible mood, thinking about things I'd prefer not to say in a video, and overall being in an extremely bad situation, a simple hi from my friend just texting me has helped me extremely, and I'm thankful for that. You may not realize how much of an impact that can do on somebody. You may think, it's just a simple hi, how's it gonna help somebody? But honestly, when you're in a situation where you just simply think all the time that you're worthless, that you're useless, that you have nobody, and you get a simple message just like hi, just basically showing that you care, it means a lot to the person in that sort of a situation. One of the lyrics in one of my favorite songs from a music artist, Gnash, explains this quite well. You can be a lion in someone else's life. All you gotta do is smile and say hi more than goodbye. That pretty much describes it very well. If you say hi more oftenly than just ending a conversation with somebody and not speaking for them. If you like every 2 days, every 3 days, you just say simply hi, or whatever it may be, school, work, text somebody, just simply show that you're there for them. It may completely change a chain of reactions that may lead to something horrible. And if you're in a situation when you don't have anybody to talk to, whether it will be family or friends, just simply vent out, get a diary, a piece of paper, or go to some social media and just simply vent out. Venting out can help a lot. Instead of bottling up, as I said previously, just simply vent out and it will help you a lot, trust me, it does. Or if you don't feel like doing that, you can always call some support line. Whatever you may think that support lines are only for sad people, whatever you may think that it's just stupid and it won't help, just calling somebody and talking helps a lot. And if you have me on Snapchat, you probably saw that a lot of my stories from time to time are just filled with basically me venting out and telling people how I feel as of the moment. And it personally helps me a lot to deal with my issues, because I know that it's generally out there. It's no longer stuck in my head bothering me non-stop. I just vent it out and I don't have to deal about this anymore. It helps a lot. But the best way I personally found to deal with depression and suicidal thoughts and any other sort of problem I have is simply distracting yourself. Whatever it may be, playing games, drawing, reading, watching a video on YouTube, watching a film, whatever it may be, just distracting yourself from the issues you have and forgetting about them, at least for a while, can be very helpful. And when you forget about your struggles, you start seeing the big picture, what is going on around you, what the actual situation is, and how sometimes this isn't always the situation, but sometimes how the problems you're struggling with are minuscule in a bigger picture of the whole situation. Again, that is not to say that your problems are small, because some of people's problems are extremely difficult to deal with, and they may be very, very heavy on your mind. That, again, not to say that all problems are very small, but when you see the bigger picture, you start realizing that life is worth living, and you start realizing that better days will come, that one day things will get better eventually, whether it may take days, weeks, months, years, whatever it may take, better days will always come. And you start realizing that, and you start realizing that life is worth living. And that's the most important part. Life is worth living. I've had suicidal thoughts for a lot of my life. In this year itself, I had around 40 situations where I had suicidal thoughts, and I had 2 attempts to end my life. And overall, throughout my whole life, I had 5 attempts, and around 100 different situations where I've had suicidal thoughts, and I was extremely depressed. This year so far is one of my worst years, struggling with this sort of thoughts, and overall also one of the most difficult years for me to find somebody who I can actually talk to, especially since I personally don't exactly feel comfortable with talking about with family about this sort of thing, and people that I was able to talk with about this sort of thing are no longer in my life. So it's extremely difficult for me to deal with this sort of thing. And there are days where it's hard for me to talk about this. There are days where I just lay in bed all day, just wanting to do nothing, just hitting my head on the wall for 2 hours straight, just wishing all of my struggles would end and I could just end myself, so I could no longer deal with this. And it is extremely difficult for me to deal with this sort of a thought going through my head non-stop, especially since I don't feel like I have anybody to talk to. But when I'm fine and I sit down, distract myself, and have something else to do, and I talk with somebody, I start realizing that those problems can be solved, those problems will go away, those problems are not as important as me staying alive and continuing what I do. And that this is the same for everybody else. Your life is more important than any problem you may be struggling with, and wanting to end your life just so you don't have to deal with the problems is not the way out. And again, it is much, much easier if there are people around you supporting you and helping you. Whether you may think it's not helpful or not, in the end it is helpful to see that there are people that care about you around you, and they're helping you, and they're trying their best to talk you out of it. And if you see somebody struggling with any sort of issue, how small, how big it is, you shouldn't care about that. If you see somebody struggling, don't wait for somebody else to help them. Go out there, reach out to them, talk with them, and try to help them the best way you possibly can, because it honestly may save their life, and it will surely help them a lot. That is all I wanted to say in this video. Hopefully this may help somebody, either to help somebody else or to deal with their problems. Always remember that it's extremely important to talk with somebody else about your problems, your emotions, because bottling up, again, is not the way out. Hurting yourself is not the way out, and ending your life is not the way out. Life is worth living, and please make sure to keep that in your mind. Seek support from anybody if you potentially can, whether it's calling somebody, venting out, or talking with somebody. Just please seek support, and if you see somebody that needs help, please do your best to help that person with whatever they may be struggling with. I will link a few sites and some apps that may potentially help you with whatever you're struggling with, whether it's talking, venting out, or just simply looking for advice. I will link as many apps as I possibly can find, and hopefully one of them will help you. If you want to, you can also tell somebody else about this video, if it may potentially help them, and help them realize about certain things, and how important it is, how important talking to somebody else is. And that's basically all. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.